What's up, everyone? This is the Kingrock podcast. My name is Billy Beans, and we have another awesome guest this week. But before we get into that, real quick, I just want to give a huge shout out to Denmark and Costa Rica. We're like top 10 over there. I don't know how, but that's fucking cool. So let me introduce the guest, Nicole Laurenne from the Darts. I've been
Hey,
hooked on your music for like the last like month or so, ever since I got this announcement that we're gonna have you on, and I've been so stoked.
thank you. I
Yeah.
like it.
So how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's
So
been quite a summer, and
yeah,
we're taking a little, I would call it a break, but we just got done doing some festivals and stuff here in the US. But we're doing great.
nice. And you had a power outage over there or something like that?
5 minutes before this podcast started, the power outage went
Oh,
out. But that's my life.
that's crazy. That's crazy. Hopefully it's not like my bad luck rubbing off on you.
It's my bad luck, so it's okay. You know.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Right on. So yeah, you got a new album out. When did this album come out? It came out. I mean, I
March
know it came out this
17th. It
year.
was, yeah, it was St. Patrick's Day this year, March
Oh,
17th.
nice.
Yep.
Awesome. That's cool. And it's got so many tracks on it. Like, I'm so stoked. Like, every track I've been getting lately, or every album I've been getting lately, has like 10 tracks. And I'm like, I need more. I need more.
No, we always do 13. It's my lucky
Yeah.
number, obviously. And yeah, it's always 13 tracks. There's always a big epic ballad closer. We have sort of a good system that sort of works for us.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. And the last track is so cool. Like, I love the secret track, but like, you guys do something that's even better than the secret track. It's like a reprise. It's not like a whole nother track.
It is exactly a
Yeah.
reprise. Good for you. You nailed that. Yeah, that's exactly what we call it. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
We did the big ballad, Bring It Back. And then Jello Biafra, who is our label owner and co-produced the record, he was really involved in making this record. And he does a lot of spoken word on even,
Yeah.
live and everywhere else. And so we were totally excited when he was like, let me do some spoken word over one of the tracks. And we're like, well, that last track should just fade out and come back in. How
Yeah.
epic would that be? So he wrote that
Yeah.
whole thing, and it's amazing. We love it.
Yeah. It's so fucking cool. I love it. Like, and like, the music, it's hard for me to like put into words, but I would say a garage band from 1313 Mockingbird Lane. Like, you guys are like the Munsters garage band. Like,
Love that. I love
I hope
that.
people get that reference. Like, I don't know if everyone knows where the Munsters live, but that's their address.
That is
Like,
that. When you play it for Farfisa, it's just gonna go there. But I think I
yeah.
think also, Christina, who helped found the band with me, that's just kind of our ethic to begin with. Like that's the
Yeah.
vibe of the whole thing. It's a little bit gothy, it's a
Yeah.
little bit spooky, but it's not too serious either. It's kind of fun, and we always try to keep it fun. That's part of our
Yeah.
thing.
It's definitely fun. It's got a vibe to it. It's like the girls from Death Proof started a band, or like like, and it's like such a Tarantino kind of like vibe too. I love it. It's like 70s.
I wish somebody
Like,
would tell
yeah,
Tarantino. Someone needs to call
yeah.
him, let him know that we're waiting for him. That phone needs to ring.
He's got like, I mean, Jello, come on, Jello's got I'm sure he knows some people that know some people.
Yeah, you would think. You would think.
Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah, the album is fucking killer. There's so many good tracks on it, and I'm stoked you guys have a show coming up December 8th at the Paramount, and I'm like so stoked I'm gonna be able to photograph it, and
Oh,
like
awesome.
I'm stoked because you guys put on such a good show, and you're insane. Like,
A
you're
little insane.
I feel bad for your keyboard sometimes. I'm like, I don't know if this thing's gonna make it out of the show alive.
It always does. I mean, knock on wood, but
Yeah.
yeah, that thing was built. So Farfisa, Oregon. It was built in 1968,
Oh,
and
wow.
it's like all original parts. It's even got like a little leather strap that holds the when you fold the legs up and put it together. It's got a little yellow
Oh,
strap that holds the legs on from 1968. It's still the same strap. Like
wow.
it's so well built, this thing. And so just in case, I bought on eBay over the years. I bought a couple extra ones, just in case for Frankenstein
Yeah.
parts and stuff. Never had to use them.
Oh
They just
wow.
sit in the closet, for all these years. And this thing just keeps marching along. I mean, every now and then we have to tweak up, maybe like screw a leg part back on or something, but it's just
Yeah.
the best dang thing you ever saw. And so they made them in Italy, and we've
Oh
been
wow.
touring a lot in Europe. And we've now twice toured through the city where the Farfisa factory is.
Oh
And at
wow.
one of our shows, the coolest thing, there were like all these old guys that came to the show. And we're like, who are all these old guys? They were the guys that used to work at Farfisa. And
Oh
they
my
came to
God.
our show. And they were, of
Oh
course,
man.
mortified. They hated the way I treated that thing.
Yeah.
But
There's like
they,
one old guy in the corner. I built that thing. Like,
I know they were looking like the whole time, like, oh my God.
yeah.
But yeah, we got
Oh,
all the
that's
pictures
so cool.
afterwards and everything. Cause yeah, I mean, they just did great work. I mean, it's really true. They just don't make them like that anymore.
Yeah. I mean, they used to make things to last. Now they're making things to just like, so we could just keep rebuying stuff over and over and over.
Yeah, it's that planned, sorry, it's that
Yeah.
planned obsolescence, that they
Yeah.
that they put in everything. And I get that we got to run an economy and everything, but it sucks for quality. And when you use old
Yeah.
stuff and you have vintage gear, you can hear it right away.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I even have like an iPad. Like the other day, I was trying to get it working so I could use like the pen feature, and it's like it's outdated and I can't even use it anymore.
Ah, I
And it's like,
know.
yeah, it's ridiculous. And I'm like, that's something that was just built. Like,
There's no
uh,
excuse. There's no excuse
there
except
isn't.
saving money, and there's that.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine that all this vintage gear, they had a ton of cash back then either. There was war, there was all this stuff,
Yeah.
and they were building great stuff. So they found a way to
Yeah.
do it. And I,
Yeah.
that kind of permeates a lot of this band too, is we use a lot of vintage stuff. Christina's bass is 1973, my old twin reverb, there's a lot of stuff that just, you can hear that
Yeah.
difference, that quality, it matters. And I don't know, it gives it a certain depth that we really like.
It does. It has a texture to it. Like, and it's like you could feel that, like that whole like you could feel that. Like it's not a fake. It's not fake. It's totally genuine. And like I think that's why I really dig it. And the songs
Thanks.
are just really fucking good too. Like Shit
Thank you.
Show might be one of my favorite new songs. Like I've been playing the
Story of our
hell out of that
lives.
one. Yeah. It's a great one. It's just like, and it's mostly just like bass and drums, like really, and a little
My
bit of
two favorite
keyboard,
things.
like, yeah, it's killer.
Yeah,
That's
whenever
awesome.
whenever I write the songs, I always start with a bass line. That is my go-to, and I write that
Nice.
first. And when you have a bass player like Christina who just kills,
Yeah.
I can hand her. I even try to hand her stuff that she can't play. Like I try. It's
Yeah.
become a thing now. She just learns it. She just, I can, and I'm writing the stuff on a keyboard, but she has to pick it up on bass and make it work. And she makes it work. She loves the challenge. She throws this monster fuzz on everything she plays. And my drummer, Mary Rose Gonzalez, I can hand her literally anything. And she lives in Chicago. We all live in different cities all over the place. And so we
Okay.
learn everything like by mail, basically. And
Oh man.
so I just send them their parts, and a few days later I get a video back and it's freaking perfect. Like they're just really good musicians who really love to play. And so yeah, drum and bass, that's where I start, and then everything
Okay.
else grows out of that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I could kind of tell that. Like it's very rooted, like the drum and bass and rhythm section. And then I could tell like it kind of just branches off from there. It's fucking I love
Yeah,
it. I can't
you want it to hit you in the chest
yeah,
first,
yeah.
and then everything
Yeah,
else
for
is like
sure.
gravy on top. But it's you
Yeah.
know
That's how songs should be written for sure.
yeah, yeah.
You're like, I could tell you wrote that with a guitar first, and like I could tell you wrote some solos, and you just want to show off that part. But it's like, yeah, it's like just good rock and roll. Like I love it. It's like it's simple. The stories are so good.
Oh,
The
thanks.
writing is really good. I'm totally digging it. So,
You're so
and
nice. Thank you.
I'm just being honest though. Like if I didn't like it, I'd probably just be like, sorry. Like
You know what we
I'm not
say,
really digging
in
it.
our band, if and I probably shouldn't reveal this on the air, but if we watch like some other band and we don't really think they're that great, we go, "We love your jacket.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You try to find
It's a
something. I
really
trust
nice
me.
shirt."
Yeah. I just went to this show. I probably shouldn't say this either, but I went to this show the other day in Vegas. And the opening band was just not good. And they tried to hand
Ooh.
me a sticker afterward, and I was like,
Oh,
I didn't know. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was like, no, thank you. And then I like had to go up to them later and be like, oh, look, I'm sorry. I know I'm a dick. I just like I don't I don't need any more stickers, I guess. And that's was my excuse. But and then
well,
like, well, what do
I
you
have the
yeah.
worst possible story on this
Oh,
same thing.
yeah.
This band years ago opened up for one of my old bands. And afterwards, like everybody in the whole bar went to another bar. And so we are hanging out at this other bar, like this after party. Somebody comes up to me and they're like, so what'd you guys think of the opening band? And I was like, they were pretty good, except for the drummer. And he goes, I am
Oh,
the drummer.
oh, oh no.
Yeah, that's my life. So now I don't say a freaking word ever.
Yeah, I'm very good at putting my foot in my mouth. Like
Mm-hmm.
I do the same thing all the time. I've been fired for it before. Like
Oh
I was talking shit about the manager and he walked up behind me and I was like, he's behind me. It's like one of those movie things, but that's crazy that that the drummer was like,
no, so
what'd you
bad.
think?
I'm like,
Oh
oh no,
man.
this is what I meant. You can't
Yeah,
backpedal from
yeah.
that. What are you
You
gonna do?
can't. Yeah, there's nowhere to
No,
go.
no.
Yeah, that's kind of like what they were like, well, what did you think of our band? And I was like, yeah, you guys just need like some background vocals, maybe. I don't know. It was just like some basic, and everyone who's there also said the same thing. They were like, it sounded like my punk band from like high school.
Oh,
And I was like,
well,
you
you
know
got
what?
to start
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah, they weren't that bad. They weren't that bad. It was just I don't know if they fit the bill. They did need background singers for sure. If they're gonna
Okay,
play pop punk, it's like you need some kind of like whoa whoas in the back
you need some
to fill it
layers.
out.
That
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
That's cool. So what do you have planned? Like you have some upcoming shows coming up?
Yeah. So we just did 100 days in Europe over the summer. It was insane.
Wow.
It was the
That's a
best thing we've
lot.
ever done. Like
Yeah.
it was a dream, and our booker over there, who's a genius, just made it all happen. But it was a long summer. So then we came back, and we've been really trying to focus on Europe more because, well, for a lot of reasons, it just frankly it pays better. They're so welcoming. They give you lodging. They give you it's just a whole different culture of welcoming bands over there.
Hmm.
So it's really easy to tour if you know what you're doing and you have a good booker over there. It flows. So we've been working on that, but we still, we're from the US. And so we wanted to do some
Yeah.
shows here. And so when the right shows present themselves, we go out, and the right shows finally presented themselves. So we just got done with a whole long weekend in the Pacific Northwest. That was amazing. We played Freak Out Fest in Seattle, which is one of our favorite festivals anywhere. We played a roller rink in Seattle, in the middle
That's
of the roller rink
cool.
with people skating around us. So like
Oh,
that was
that's
the
the
best
best.
thing ever. Christine was
Yeah.
like skating with her cape behind her and everything. It was amazing. We played an in-store at one of the really cool record stores in Seattle. So we did a great weekend here.
Yeah.
And now we're about to leave on this little run up the West Coast. We're going to
Okay.
start in our hometown in Phoenix.
Oh,
And
nice.
we're playing there with Boots Electric, which is the side project of Eagles of Death Metal singer
Oh,
Jesse Hughes.
nice.
So yeah, it's a really cool thing that he's doing, and he's doing it to raise money for his fiance who's sick. So we're playing this really cool show in Tempe for that. And then we go to LA, and we're
Yeah.
playing at the Paramount December 8th. And that's gonna be a fun show. One of our longtime fans, amazingly enough, is Drew Carey from The Price is Right and everything else. And Whose Line Is It Anyway? One of my favorite comedians. But he's been with us, like playing our stuff on the Underground Garage radio show from day one. And
Yeah.
he's actually going to be DJing between sets at our LA show. And
That's so
we're gonna have
cool.
we're gonna have somebody, a celebrity to be named. We're not allowed to say it yet. I'm sitting in on drums for a couple songs probably, and Speed of Light is a great up and coming young band out of LA. They're going to be playing, and
Oh,
it's
they're
going to be.
playing too.
They're
Oh, that's
playing.
awesome.
Casa de Brujas is opening. That they're like a super witchy all girl band that's going to open the show. It's just going to be really cool, and it's at the Paramount, which is like this
Yeah.
amazing venue. So yeah, it's going to be a really fun night. And then from there, We go up to Sacramento for a night on December 9th. And then we play this big festival December 10th in San Francisco, put on by our label, Alternative Tentacles, at the Great American Music Hall, Krampus Fest. So it's
Oh
like
wow.
the anti-holiday show. Angelo's going to be out there emceeing, and it's going
Oh,
to be
cool.
really, really, really cool. So it's going to be a great weekend.
That's an amazing venue. That's one
Yeah.
of the venues I've always like. It's on my list.
Well, as a photographer, I mean,
Yeah,
you can't get better pictures than at Great American Music Hall. They're just amazing. It's
yeah, for
gorgeous.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to Red Rocks, and like I think that's like second on my list is up there. So I'm like, oh
I believe that. Yeah.
yeah, that's dude. Yeah, I just saw Speed of Light open up for Bad Religion.
Yeah,
Like,
they've been on tour with them. Yep.
yeah, they're killing it. Like, and then they just played Punk in the Park. Like, yeah, I was blown away. There was like some people complaining at the Bad Religion show about them. I was like, what are you talking? Like,
What's the
they
complaint? I
rip.
mean,
Yeah,
man, yeah. I mean, they're doing. They obviously they do something really. They do their thing. They're
yeah,
hardcore. They do a certain niche. It's not for everybody, of course, that style of
yeah.
music. But if you're into that style of music, they do it great. I
I'm
mean,
not even into that like style. I'm not like I like more poppy stuff. Like now that I'm older, I liked hardcore stuff when I was younger,
now
like a
that I'm
lot
older.
more. Yeah, like I'm like 44 now, so I'm like I feel like I like the harmonies and stuff. But I like they just killed it though. Like the lead singer was going out in the crowd, and I'm like, how could you not? Like that's amazing. Like I was just blown away. And they're like a family band too. They're like all family members, and I
Yeah.
don't know. That's gonna
They
be a killer
really
show. I'm
and
even
as they
more
grow
stoked.
up, I can't wait to see what they do like 10 years from now. They're going to
Oh
be
my
just
gosh. Yeah.
famous. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Bad
going to be a
Religion is really good at like picking out like kind of who's gonna be, the next thing, or like kind of something different, and then exploiting that and like just showing everyone like, hey, look, there's also this other cool thing
yeah.
that's not like us, and it's awesome. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
We went on tour a few years ago with the Damned across the US.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sort of them. That was a dream. But yeah, the
Yeah.
Damned kind of does that too. But they pick, it seems to me, like they pick bands that are sort of in that same style, that same genre, that are sort of lesser known regionally, and they take them with, whether they're in the UK or Italy or wherever they are. And so yeah, we were really honored to do that. But yeah, Bad Religion, they're doing some good stuff for these bands for sure. They're
Yeah.
bringing them out of the woodwork. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool. They've had one of my favorite stories. Like, I wish they would make this into a movie one day, but they like there's this girl, Emily Davis, or not a girl, she's a woman, obviously, but she has been covering Bad Religion songs on YouTube for decades, like for a long time. She's gained a very good following doing that, and then she started like a couple bands here and there. Well, Bad Religion had her open up for them. They've had her open up a couple times, and it's like
So
this
cool.
is the coolest fucking thing. Like it's like Rudy, the
It's like
football
Rudy.
movie, but like in punk rock, and it's like I
It's
don't
like
know,
one of
it's
my
just so
favorite movies of
cool.
all time.
Yeah, same here. It gets me every time,
Every time.
no matter what. I know how cheesy it is. Like the guy claps all slow at the end. It just
You
gets me
know,
every time. Yeah,
yeah. It's, my
that's a
one of
good
my other
one.
favorite movies is Rocky. They're in the same veins.
Yeah, you gotta like those kind of feel good heart movies, and like the like Rocky. I mean, that first too was like very non traditional, like where nobody really wins at the end, and
Right. It's like the
it's kind of
underdog
cool.
movie of underdogs. It's great. It's just a great
Yeah,
story.
yeah,
I love that
yeah.
movie.
For sure. I've been trying to start another podcast about like just talking about movies and TV, but it's like I don't
Awesome.
know. Yeah, I want to have like musicians on and talk about that stuff. I might try to do it next
Oh, you
season,
should
but
totally do it. I would listen to that. I would totally listen
oh,
to that.
we'll have to have you on if you're into all that. I mean, obviously you're talking about Rocky and stuff, so
That makes me an expert, right?
yeah, totally.
It's a low
Oh man.
standard.
She's like, I mentioned it. And now I'm doing like a whole episode talking about Rocky.
I can fake it. I can fake it for a podcast, no problem.
You're like, I think I saw it like 20 years ago. Oh my God. Yeah, my wife can't stand it. Anytime a Rocky movie comes on, I have to watch it. And she's like,
Oh, me
come
too.
on, dude. Yeah.
I'm in. I'm in.
Especially like
What's
Rocky
better?
3 or Rocky 4.
Oh, now you get on the airplane and it's like Creed 1, Creed 2, Creed. I'm like, I'm set. I'm done with my
Nice.
14-hour flight. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's gotta be a trip to go like all the way to. I've never gone that far in an airplane. I've gone like cross country before in the United States, and that's about it.
It's kind of, I mean, yeah, you can, it's rare that you get like a nonstop that's longer than 10 hours anymore, but they exist. I just did one. But yeah, so if you've gone
Yeah.
cross country, it's kind of like doing 2 of those in a row.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, I don't know what it is. People complain about the airport and airplanes all the time. I love it. Like, I
Me
love
too.
airports. I love flying. I love all of it. I don't know
Me
why.
too. Me too. I
Yeah.
getting on a plane is like my happy place. I think
Oh,
it's just
cool.
because it's like
Yeah.
this little pod. Nobody can touch you. Like the phone's not ringing. You're just watching
Yeah.
movies and eating food and looking out the window, and you know you're going to land somewhere cool. And it's great. I love it so much.
Yeah. Same here. I could sit in an airport all day and just like watch people. Like,
Yeah,
it's kind of like you're either gonna get people at their best or at their worst, and there's just a lot of people in between that are just like, I just want to go to bed and I just don't want to be bothered, and I don't
for
know, I just
sure.
love it. Yeah.
It's great people watch it. I can sit at a coffee shop in an airport, no problem. And
Oh, for sure.
just sit people and watch people go by. It's great. And it's a great place to write songs too. I sit there with my headphones on and I
Oh
just
yeah,
pass
yeah.
away the hours.
That's cool. That's cool. So you guys are all from different places. Where you're from Seattle, like up in the Pacific
I'm in
Northwest?
Tacoma right now, and
Okay.
Christina and Melissa are in Phoenix,
Okay.
and our drummer Mary Rose is in Chicago, and then we have since Melissa can't tour very often, we have another guitar player that sits in with us a lot, and that's Louise, and she's in Paris, actually, Paris, France.
Oh wow.
So yeah, and we also have another U.S. Guitar player that sits in with us, Dusty, and she's also in Phoenix. But she's been doing a little less for the U.S. stuff because Melissa can usually do the U.S. stuff, but when she can't do the U.S. stuff, we have Dusty. So we're like this whole team of all these women everywhere who just, I don't know, we get along great. We don't see each other for a couple months, and then we jump in a van. We
Yeah.
haven't played together. We haven't seen each other, and we land in Toledo, Spain, and then we do an hour-long sound check, and we're good to go for a 3-week tour. It's like that. It's just
Yeah.
amazing. They're so cool.
That is cool. I wonder if like that's gonna even help out the band in the long run because you guys aren't just all like in the same spot, like just kind of sick
It
of each
might.
other. Yeah.
It might, like, being on tour, you're in each other's face
Yeah.
24/7. And so getting out of each other's face is also really important, and getting back to reality and getting recharged, because it's a lot. And you gotta, when you're that close in with people for all that time, you gotta kind of be each other's cheerleaders, and you gotta keep everybody going. It's you
Yeah.
gotta put on a smile all the time, even when it's
Yeah.
hard, because if you let yourself down, you're letting everybody down. So it's a lot. So coming home and decompressing and getting away from everybody is equally as important, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely. And if everyone knows they're like what they're supposed to do in the band, there's nothing like why can't you guys be that far away? Like
Exactly. I mean,
yeah.
I always say this works if you do your homework.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I send you a guitar line to learn, you got to learn it, and they
Yeah.
always do. Like and they're as excited about it as I am, so it's really easy. It's like I don't have to
Yeah.
fuss about it or pester them or anything. I literally will send them a track, and I'll have they send me videos of themselves playing, so I can like double check and like make sure that
Yeah,
every
yeah, yeah.
note is the way I was thinking of it and stuff like that. We work together a little bit like that, but after that's done, it's just done, and we show up to the tour. So it's
That's
amazing.
awesome. That sounds like the best way to do a band.
I
Now I want to start
know,
a band with like other people across the country.
it's
Maybe that's
great,
just the way to do it.
and it's not limiting that way. You're not limited to like, oh, I know this guitar player down the block, and I'm sort of stuck with them. I
Yeah,
can I
yeah.
can just go, who's the perfect person for this band? Oh,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
electricity just came on, yay! But yeah, like, who's the perfect person for this band? And I can just like go out there and find them and write them on Instagram and go, you want to be in this band? I'll be like, yeah. And so off we go. So it's really freeing. And I wish more people would think like that, because I think being a good musician, you kind of constantly challenge yourself, and if you're only as good as the people you're surrounded by, right, in your life.
That's true.
Like
Yeah.
the people that drag you down and make you wait for stuff and kind of piss you off, they kind of get really toxic. You don't want those people in your life. You want people in your life that are like competent and efficient and like fun and excited. And I don't know, it sounds kind of dorky, but that's who these people are. They're just cool. They're just good to be around.
It makes complete sense. Like, you want people that are just like, they want to play in this band, like it's not just like, oh man, we got to do this weekend, or like, oh shucks, we got to go on tour, like, oh man, I've been in a couple of those bands and it's just like, what are we doing this for? Like,
I think most bands are like that. The ones I've been in, it's hard to get people, out of their zone and go out on tour and like try something new. But these girls are, I mean, especially Christina, like when you land in a new city and you've just gotten off a plane, a lot of people just want to go take a nap.
Yeah. This is little Ray. She's bugging me. So she's totally like watching you though.
Yay. Well, welcome. This is great. No, but we get off the plane and we're like exhausted, and most people want to go take a nap. But Christina's always like, take a nap? We're in, Venice, Italy. Why are we not going to take a nap?
Yeah.
Get up. We're going to take a shuttle to this thing, and we're going to get on a gondola, and we're going to do this over here. We're going to do that. Let's go. And
hell yeah.
That's how this band is. They're just ready for it. It makes it triple fun, because you're not just playing music. You're not just working hard. She definitely forces us to remember to have fun too.
That's awesome. And you gotta make the most of those opportunities. Like, you're in Europe, like, you have, like, what if you went to just Europe and you were just like, I didn't see anything, I just went and played music and then came back? That'd be horrible.
And it's really easy to do because it's so much work. You get to a place, and in Europe, they, unlike the US, even the diviest dive bars do a huge sound check at like 4 in the afternoon, and they give you a huge dinner that usually they make themselves. And all. So it's like this community feel.
Yeah.
So it's like a whole day of stuff, that it's not just, here when you show up at 9 o'clock and get your drink ticket and you go play. Here, there it's like a whole day of preparing and hanging out with the people and making a day of it. So to get the energy up to like get on a boat and go see Lake Geneva in Switzerland, you have to get your head around that. But it's worth it. It's so worth it.
It has to be. I've been watching all these on Instagram now. All I follow is like all these Switzerland like travel places, and I'm just like blown away.
We just did Switzerland for the first time on this tour, and it was so cool. Oh my God.
It's so amazing.
You gotta go. So you obviously get it. You gotta go.
Oh yeah. I'm over this place. I'm over the United States like years ago. Like,
good.
I've been plotting like Denmark or like the Netherlands, somewhere
oh my God. Like yeah. Copenhagen is so fun. We just had a day off there and loved it. And Amsterdam. Yeah. I mean, you can't beat the Netherlands for everything. And I don't know, just the tolerance that people have for each other. And, it sounds crazy to say, but it just feels like the levels of racism and misogyny, a lot of things that we see here aren't so much there for some reason. Maybe it's just the rock world that we see, and maybe I'm just being stupid about this, but definitely we get a different vibe when we're there, and I hate to say that about America. I love America, but there's some stuff that needs to happen here.
I'm kind of over it. Honestly. Like,
I get it.
You're right. Like, no, you're right. Like, Amsterdam has like 82 different ethnicities or something, like 70 something. Like, of course they're getting along.
Religions, sexual preference. Like, it's just that you see everything there.
That's so cool.
Talk about a melting pot. It makes us look like idiots to say that we're a melting pot when you go somewhere like that. And you're like, dang, they figured this out, and everyone's getting along and they're fine. It's amazing.
Yeah. And they don't have guns. Like, that's fucking cool. Well, I mean, sure, they have like hunting guns or something like that, but actually I don't know the policies. But
occasionally somebody with a hunting gun, but they hear our stories about guns, especially, our drummer, her name's Mary Rose. We call her Beef. So Beef is from downtown Chicago. That's where she lives. That's where I grew up in Chicago too. And like, even in Phoenix. I mean, there's a lot of guns. There's guns, 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 guns. And we
Yeah.
tell those stories when we get over there, and the people in Europe are like, what are you even
Yeah.
talking about? How
I
is that?
know.
How are kids getting shot at school? What is going on? Like they can't
Right?
even fathom it, you know?
Yeah, dude, I don't get it. Yeah, I'm like sick of the punk scene too. Like punk scenes, like I don't know, like there's like conservatives are coming out of the woodwork, and I'm like, what? How are you here? Like this is
I
the
know.
place for not you. Like, don't have you never heard a
Exactly.
lyric? Like you don't listen to any of the lyrics of the songs? Like it's all like anti you. Like like it's
Yep.
kind of crazy. But now you
Yep.
know now we have this like famous anti-vax band that's in the punk scene, and it's like they're getting steam because they had a famous lead singer, and they're all from like popular bands, and it's like, oh, like what are we
Oh my
doing?
God. Yeah,
Yeah,
you wouldn't
it's
believe. I was raised by scientists and doctors and stuff, and
yeah,
I have no patience for that. And we just played, like I was telling you, in Seattle, and there's this picture I posted on Facebook of this little girl who came to our in-store show, the record store.
yeah,
She's standing right in front of me, and she's got her headphones on to protect her ears, and she's got her mask on.
yeah,
COVID's been going around again. And I'm singing right to her, and she's holding my microphone, and we're having a great time. So I post this beautiful picture of this little
yeah.
girl having a blast. You wouldn't believe some of the trolly
Uh,
hate stuff that people posted. Why is she wearing a mask? It's too bad she has to wear a mask. Blah 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 blah. And it's shocking. Like,
dude,
how
it's
are you
so
even
sad.
following my band? Like, what are you even doing in the rock world? I don't get it. I don't get it.
I
You
don't get
know?
it either. I don't understand. Yeah, like just how I said, I went to Vegas this last, like the opening band wasn't that good, and then the second band they were okay, and then like they in the middle of the thing they were like, we don't like to be political, but like fuck COVID and like fuck the vaccine and fuck people who believe in all that shit. And I was like,
Ah,
the band that I was there to see, they walked out, and we were all just like hanging out outside, like fuck this, dude. We don't have time to listen to this
good.
bullshit. It's crazy. Like I don't know where. I don't understand. I don't understand like the anti-science, the anti-empathy group. I don't understand any of it. But
Downer. I really, really, really don't. And it's really, it makes me sad. It
it
just makes
does.
me
It's
sad.
yeah, it's
You
depressing.
know,
And then I'm not a depressed dude, and so like
I
it's
know.
really upsetting, especially in
It
like I
takes
feel like
down.
I've been in this punk scene for like my whole life. Now I feel like it's just like is it fake? Is everyone else just faking it? Like they're just listening to the music? Like what are we doing here? But I don't know.
I don't know if it's fake. I think what happened is it's always been anti-establishment. And
Hmm.
so, when you have some good years with like Obama and stuff, and there's healthcare and there's all this good stuff, you've got to
Yeah.
rebel against that.
Yeah,
If you're a
yeah,
punk
yeah.
dude, that's all I can come up with is that they have to be anti. And
That's what I'm thinking too. And I'm like, is that what you guys are getting from this? Because it's not. And it's cool that you're on Jello's label because Jello has been. I've been a admirer of him before I knew who the Dead Kennedys were. I used to watch like daytime TV, and he would be on there like on the Sally Jesse Raphael show or like
yeah, when he was
whatever.
like running for mayor and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and he just be speaking the truth all the time. And now he's still like it's not like punk is anti-authority, it's like anti-bad authority, it's like anti-fascism, like if authority was like the people that were running the shit, like the government, if they were all doing a good job, then obviously like there probably wouldn't be a punk movement. So like I don't know, and I feel like
That's very
Jello's
true.
always been on top of that. So
Absolutely. He's and maybe he goes too far one way sometimes or too far one way, but he's always his heart is
yeah,
always in the right place.
yeah,
Like
for
he
sure.
gets it, he gets it, he stands behind it, he doesn't waver. And that's we need somebody like that in our
Yes.
music world to take a
Yeah.
stand
Yep.
and allow the rest of us. It gives us all like the courage to say stuff. I mean, we have a song on this last record, Intersex, which
Yeah.
is for our LGBTQ plus friends and family, and there's so many of them that
Yeah.
are just, they had such a hard time their whole lives,
Right.
and
Yeah.
there's just no reason. And it's just so nice to be on a label that if we want to say that, they are
Yeah.
behind us 2,000,000%, you know?
Yeah.
It's great.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah. Yeah. I like a lot of your songs are like, they're just very like civil liberties. And I'm sure you probably get all the dumb questions too from like like people like, what is it like to be in an all female band? Like, I'm
It's
friends with
great.
like a,
Oh my God,
yeah.
it's great. But you got to pick your females.
Yeah. 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 Well, I
You
mean,
know, it's
like,
not like, oh
yeah.
yeah, it's not like every female is great, la la la. You know, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not anti-male or anything like that, because there's a
Yeah.
lot of bad people out there, and there's a lot of tough people out there. There's a lot of people that have been in this band and then left. We've had some turnover. You know, it's not
Yeah.
perfect, but I mean, yeah, it's cool to do something to sound like this, I think,
Yeah.
and then realize it's all women, because it's
Yeah.
still, sadly, it's still rare. You know, it's
It
rare
is.
to have
Yeah.
a female rhythm section that sounds as powerful as this one does, in my
Yeah.
opinion. And I love putting that out there and showing the world that, I mean, it might sound like a gimmick at first to be an all-girl band, but it's actually a good band, you know, and
A
that's
really
kind of
good
the
band.
point.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of the
Yeah, for
point, you
sure.
know, but traveling together, it's super easy, you know. We can, it sounds dumb, but like we can shop at the same places, and we need all the same equipment and gear and lady stuff, and like
Yeah.
it's really, you know, our periods line up after a couple days, like, you know, it's like, I don't know, it's like it's easy,
Yeah.
and you don't have to there's none of this like weird underlying sexual tension like between now our drummer's gay, so there's that, but you know,
Yeah.
there's no like there's no that there's no sexual tension in the band that threatens to wreck it, if you know
Yeah.
what I mean. Like sometimes
Yeah, for sure.
a relationship will start and end in a band and it wrecks the band, and I've been, you know, that's happened to me in the past too, in past bands, and there's just no fear in this. It just
Yeah.
doesn't happen. We're equal, and
Hold on, I got a
it's
dog
cool.
barking real quick. Leia,
Oh, okay.
Leia, come here. Hey, stop. Oh my gosh. Please stop. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Good girl. Now stay here. No, 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 no. Oh my goodness. We'll have to cut that part out. She wants to be on like every
Yeah,
podcast now. Come here. Come here. Say hi.
she does.
Come here. Come here. Say hi. Come here. Say hi. Look.
Come on,
Look.
let me see you.
Leia.
How
Look.
beautiful are you? Yeah, it's okay.
She's
Somebody
going
washing their car.
crazy. Something's going on. There's probably a cat out there, and
Yeah,
you can't have that. Yeah.
no,
She hates
absolutely
cats
not.
so much. Yeah, we have
Those
two cats
damn
also,
cats.
but we have to separate the house. It's a cat. It's cats on one side and dogs on the other. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to interrupt on that.
No, I apologize at all.
You were saying like awesome things, but yeah.
Well, yeah, and the
Sorry.
other thing, you know, that's cool about this band is that Christina and I are also both moms, and
Okay.
so we have that experience that we have to share, and we have to deal with that on the road. Like we have a saying that it's not a tour till somebody at home's in the hospital, because it seems like every time our plane lands, we get a call. Somebody's sick, somebody's crying, somebody's blah blah blah. And there's some emergency crisis at home right the day
Yeah.
we go on tour, every single time, you know, like, and that's part of like being a parent, you know, and
Yeah.
we have that we can share. In fact, her son even came on tour for part of the Europe tour with us, her
Oh,
14-year
that's
old.
so
And he was
cool.
like, it was so great. He got to see Italy, he got to see all these places, and he was skateboarding everywhere. And like, I don't know, it's cool to have somebody to share that part of it with you too, you know, because
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's a unique thing about being a touring rock musician. It's hard to leave your family at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
That is one of that is one of the worst parts about it. Like, I've gone on a couple tours with like just as a photographer, and like being away from my wife, I'm like, man, she would love to be at the show because we love the same music too. So it's like she would love to like go see this. She would love to be here for this. So it's like that's the hardest part. But it's like
It really
it's so crazy because I love touring so much. Like I could be out,
is.
I could never be home ever again. I could just be touring all the time. I
That's
love
how
it.
we feel. That's
Yeah.
exactly how we feel. We love it so much. And luckily, we have families that get it. And I think her son, especially now that he's done it with us, but yeah, I mean, we've both, she and I sat in Germany on a loft bunk bed watching our kids graduate and like stuff like we miss
Oh
so much
wow.
stuff,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but also they understand. I think they say they do.
Yeah.
And I think they're proud of us. And I think it shows them that, you can live your life and not, you gotta do what where your passion sends you. And I hope that they're learning that and they do the same thing with their lives. I think they all are, but
Yeah.
you got to be that role model too. So yeah, you're going to miss some stuff, but you're going to get some stuff too.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, come on, they got to be like, my mom's a fucking rock star, dude. Like, have you seen her on
I think they're a
stage?
little,
She's killing it.
I have identical twin girls. And
Oh wow.
and they're both great musicians, but
Yeah.
they're proud of it, but I think they're also a little embarrassed.
Really?
that's
Wow.
my
Yeah, I
that's
mean
my
that's just a
mom and that
kid thing.
skirt. What?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's a kid
That's
thing though. Like you're always gonna be embarrassed by your parents a little bit.
you are. It's
Yeah.
important. You should be embarrassed by your parents. Should embarrass you. That's important.
Yeah. For real. No, I mean like, dude, my parents listen to like polka music and like Neil
Good.
Diamond
Polka
and
music's great.
it's it's all right. I mean, it was like oh, so you said you're from Chicago. Like I grew up in like Naperville, like around there.
Oh, I grew up in Lake Zurich.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
and like it was just like in the 80s the polka scene was like something and
I know
they
how to
had eight
polka very
tracks.
well,
Oh,
actually.
yeah. See, and I couldn't get into it. It was like either polka, ABBA, Neil Diamond or like the Oak Ridge Boys. So like
No.
I would have died to have a fucking mom that was like in the darts, dude. Like that's fucking so cool.
Uh,
So,
yeah, my parents they're not musicians at all. They're hardcore
yeah,
scientists and they do not get the music thing. Luckily, they supported I grew up playing classical piano and that
yeah,
they were okay with, like my
yeah,
mom would drive me to the lessons, supported me. And then I got really competitive with it and she's really competitive. So she liked that part of it. But they never really understood it. And even now they're like,
yeah.
what is this noise you're making? Why does it have to be so loud? I don't like, who are these people with tattoos coming to your shows? What are you doing? But that's, you know,
Yeah,
it is what it is. And we all do what we're passionate about.
yeah, that's awesome.
There it is.
So,
Yeah.
what's after this? What's after this year? Like, are you planning on working on new
Oh
music
my
or?
gosh, we are gearing up. 2024 is going to be so big for us. I'm just catching my breath just even thinking about it. Um, so we have a new US booking agent, we have a new French publicist, we have a new album coming out on Alternative Records coming out
Oh wow.
in probably late April, early May. We're waiting for the release date to be set on that. It's called Boomerang. We've already been playing songs from that new record out on
Oh wow.
this tour. And
Yeah.
people are just eating it up and asking when the record's coming out and asking about the songs. I know it's going to be cool. It's going to be great. We've recorded this one in a different way. We recorded all our last records back in Phoenix with Bob Hogue, who's wonderful.
Yeah.
We love to work with Bob, but we were just ready to evolve and having band members that weren't in Phoenix anymore and stuff. We just wanted to try some new stuff. And so this latest record we recorded in Los Angeles with Mark Rains, who's
Okay.
done Death Valley Girls and Marilyn Manson, and he's won a Grammy for Tanya Tucker, and he's done like
Oh
things,
shit.
every vein you can imagine. He's just a genius also. And so yeah, we in the middle of all this touring and all this stuff, we went to LA and we did this record, and it's got this super almost live raw vibe. It's not very edited, it's not very produced, it's just kind of us in your face, and that's really what we
Yeah.
wanted. So it's really cool. And so that's coming out in the spring. Before that,
Okay.
we're hoping to go to Japan and
Oh
Australia
wow.
and Mexico, and all of those are already in the works.
Oh
And
nice.
then once the album comes out, we want to do just a few spot US appearances and then
Yeah.
head off to Europe again for the summer on and off like we've done before, Canada. It's just, we want to see as many continents as we can. That's kind of the goal.
Hell
So
yeah. That's so cool. How are you with that? Like with new music and everything? Are you like, as soon as I write new music, I'm kind of over the old stuff, or like, do you always Like, do you want to? Because I know there's some bands that just like will put that old music away and they're just like focused on the new stuff. But that's like hard for the
That's a
fans.
really insightful question. It's a really good question. And I think that Christina and I are both different in this way.
Yeah.
I wrote a new song, it's my new baby. It's my
Yeah. Yeah.
newborn. I want to cuddle it and cherish it and show it to everybody. And that's
Yeah.
what I want to do, you know. She's very much though, you know, when I go see a band, she says, I love when they play the songs I know. I love it when they
Hmm.
play those songs live because I've maybe never heard them played live, you know, and
Yeah.
I want to hear those songs. So
Yeah.
our set list is always this weird mash of, you know, like maybe half old songs, and there's a lot we play from Snake Oil now on this latest tour. But then I made them throw 3 new songs from the
Oh,
new
nice.
record, and also
Nice.
because I kind of wanted to see how they would play.
Yeah.
And I also thought, you know, if people know some of these songs going out there, then when the
Yeah.
video hits or the song hits, they're going to be even more excited about it. So let's start the
Yeah.
buzz.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
I
kind of what our set
love
list
that.
looks like.
I love that so much. Like, it's kind of like when you hear a comedian like they're working out their new material, and then you
Yeah,
see them do it on the special, and like, oh my god, I was there when they did that. Like, I've seen many
exactly.
bands do that too. I just saw Laura Jane Grace from Against Me. She does the solo
Mm,
stuff, and she
mhm.
just did a couple of her new tracks last year. I'll say, and now they came out this year on the new album, and I'm like, I was there when she played it, like, and
Isn't
it
that
feels so
amazing?
cool. Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, we've been shooting video all through the summer and everything, and even in Seattle last weekend. And
Yeah.
our videographer Matt Eskew, who's putting these new videos for this new record together, he's going to hopefully work in some of that footage of people singing along to the brand new songs
Hell
into the
yeah.
video. So I hope it makes it. I mean, it's really really cool to present something brand new. Nobody's heard it before, and by the second chorus, they're already singing along with you. That's just,
Yeah.
to me, that okay, that song works. All right, you know, like
Yeah.
that. I love that.
Hell yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, that's so cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm really stoked to go see you guys on the 8th, December 8th. I've been looking forward to it. Yeah, like as soon as I heard about this interview, like Justin McGrath hit me up and was like, "Hey, how about you want to come shoot the show?" And I was like, "Yeah. Can we also get them on the podcast?" And he was like, "Yeah, dude, let's
Justin
do it."
is
And
the you know, Justin's been with us since almost I think it was our very first tour ever as the Darts.
oh wow.
He came along to Las Vegas and he roadied for us for years. He then became like our booker, and he's just the sweetest, biggest hearted person you ever met in your life. He
Yeah.
will do anything for the shirt off his back, you know?
Yeah.
He's just the nicest person. And he had a kid, and you know, he's been touring with the Dolly Rats. He's been really super busy in the last years, so he kind of dropped it out of our lives into that. But he's kind
Yeah.
of now dropping back in, and it's so nice to have him back on sort of the team in the background again, and just sort of helping out. He's like, I just want to help you guys with whatever you need, just chill, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad he knew you and he knew about your podcast, and it's
Yeah.
just great. He put this whole show together in LA for us,
Oh
so it's
wow.
really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like I didn't even know Speed of Light was playing. Now I'm even more excited than I was before.
I know
And
he got them on board. Like he does just amazing stuff for us.
yeah,
So
it always feels good as a photographer too when someone's like, "Hey, can you like we think you're good enough to come shoot this band. Do you want to come shoot this band?" And I'm like, "Oh, that makes me feel important." That
oh
makes me
yeah,
feel
Justin
good.
doesn't screw around. Justin has very high standards. You know, he's a
Yeah,
nice
yeah.
guy, but he also has very high standards. So
Yeah.
if he's asking you to come shoot, he means it for sure.
Oh, right
Yeah,
on. That even makes me feel better. So
good.
yeah.
You should. You should
Well,
feel great.
yeah, I'm super stoked. Where can everyone find your stuff? Like, tell everyone where we could find you.
Well, the Darts US is the handle, and it's the Darts US because back in the 70s there was a UK band called the Darts. So we try
Okay.
and say they don't
Yeah,
exist
yeah.
anymore, but anyway, we just try to so it's on anything, Instagram, X, which is Twitter, obviously, are the new Threads. We're on Threads, which
Okay.
is the new Twitter sort of. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. So it's the Darts US. You can find us anywhere, and thedartsus.com will take you to everything, everywhere, worldwide. We have merch worldwide and the US and everywhere. So, and we do all of the social media ourselves. So
Oh,
just hit
nice.
us up. We'll talk to you. We love you. We love chatting with people online, and
Yeah.
yeah, we love to see you at the shows.
That's so cool. I love to hear when bands do their own like stuff, you know? Like I love reaching out to a band and it's like the band hitting me back like, "Hey man, like, you know, that's so cool." I'm stoked that you guys do
Yeah,
that.
I mean, we're very DIY still in every sense. We have a lot of help with booking, but
Yeah.
beyond that, it's still very much just
Yeah,
us,
yeah.
for better or for worse. It's us sitting in our kitchens trying to figure stuff out, that's us.
Right on. Hell yeah. Well, I also want to do a giveaway for this episode. I was thinking
Yeah,
maybe the first person to screenshot this podcast with us on it, and then maybe with tickets to the show, to one of the shows. I don't
let's do
know. And
it.
then we'll send a vinyl. I'll
Yeah,
send a
let's
couple
do a
vinyls
vinyl.
out. Yeah, we'll do two vinyls.
Let's
We'll
do a
do two
vinyl and a guest
people.
list slot.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'll put out all the info this week. So this
And
should
it could
be
be
out.
Phoenix, it could be LA,
Yeah.
it could be Sacramento, it could be San Francisco.
Let's do one LA because I wanna I wanna like
Okay,
we gotta
let's do
have
an
yeah.
LA and a
Hell
vinyl.
yeah. Hell
All
yeah.
right.
Awesome. And thank you so much. I'm such a huge fan of your band now. And then I've been listening to the band that you were in before this too. What was the name of that?
The Love Me Nots, Christina and
Yes,
I,
the
that
Love
was
Me
our
Nots.
previous band where we met. Yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah, if you like the Darks, you'll probably really like the Love Me Nots too. There's a lot of crossover in the sound.
Yeah.
There's the writing sort of the same and the sounds are similar. So
Yeah.
you probably like it, but Darks are a little more girl gang. But
Yeah. Yeah, I like
yeah,
the Darts a little bit more because I think of the I love all female bands. Like one of my favorite bands is Bad Cop, Bad Cop. Probably top
sure.
5 of my favorite bands. So anything I love it. We got to get more females out playing music. Like
Yeah.
we gotta do it.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm sick of all
there's
these
no
dude like
reason.
every band is a dude band. It's like, I get it. I
I
get it
love
already.
dudes too, but it's so nice to see it. It's so nice to see people of every race and every, sexual
Yeah,
identity and every gender and everything, every career, you know, represented doing great
yeah,
music. It's really fun. And it makes the party gets so much more fun.
yeah, for real. Well, I thank you so much for doing this. I'm stoked. I know at first you were like, "Do I gotta do Zoom?" I'm the same way. I'm like, I don't really want to be on video, but
Like,
I don't know,
oh,
man. People
my
people love
electricity's
the
out, but I've
video.
got eyeliner on.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I did like I interviewed Rick Thorne and he like got up to do something and he was in his boxers and he's like, "Hey man, I'm just into my boxers, dude." So he's like, "Don't show that part." And I was like, "All right, man, cool, dude." So
Yep, it's
right
the
on.
COVID pandemic curse. Yeah.
For sure. Right on. Well, thank you so much, and I'll
Well,
see
thank
you
you very,
December
very
8th.
much for having me.
Yeah.
All
Yeah, no
right. See
problem.
you soon.
I'm yeah, for
All right.
sure. Have a good one.
You too.
See ya.
Bye.